What if I told you there's a way where you can get free money, travel the world for free, and increase your tax deductions at the same time? During this video, I'm going to be breaking down my top 5 business credit cards for LLC owners, and I'm also going to give you some of the sneaky perks that I've been able to take advantage of: first class flights, private black car service, and so many other things. And last but not least, I'm going to give you all a secret business credit card tax strategy that's going to save you tens of thousands of dollars per year. All that plus more on today's episode. Let's kill the elephant in the room, right? Because some people are like, what do business credit cards matter? Having access to capital will make or break your business. As a matter of fact, when I looked it up, the number one reason that small businesses go out of business is due to a lack of capital. Okay, entrepreneurship is a roller coaster. And if you don't have access to capital to help your business weather the storms, your business won't be here very long. So business credit cards is absolutely essential to you growing and scaling your business. With that being said, let's get right into these top 5 business credit cards. All right, so credit card number 1, the Chase Business Inc. Unlimited Cash Card. The reason that I put this card first is this card is perfect for starting out business owners. As a matter of fact, the Chase Business Inc. card was my first credit card as a business owner. That's right. I had literally started my LLC and I had $13,000 saved in my bank account to grow and scale my business. I don't recommend you do that. That's what I did. I had $13,000 saved. I was like, yo, this $13,000 gonna go kind of quick. I should try to go get some funding. And I went to Chase, and although my business was like 2 weeks old, they approved me for the business, for the Chase Business Inc. card, and I had a $20,000 limit. And that $20,000 limit felt like $200,000. I felt like I had so much room to breathe in my business, and the Chase Business Inc. card wanted me when nobody else did, right? So that's why I'm still loyal to them. So what is the perks of the Chase Business Inc. Unlimited Cash Card? Now, number 1, there is no 2-year business history with this card. A lot of business credit cards have a mandatory 2-year business history. Obviously, from my example, I had a 2-week history and they still approved me. So one of the major perks is that for new business owners, you don't have to wait 2 years. You don't have to have 2 years of business to have this credit card. Perk number 2 is there is no annual fees. Now, when you're starting out as a new business owner, you're probably trying to keep expenses as low as possible. So not having an annual fee at the beginning can help you out, and this card has no annual fees. Perk number 3 is you can get $750 cash back bonus when you spend $6,000 in the first 3 months. Okay? Now, I'm not going to lie. When I saw that, I said, say what? Like, you don't got to threaten me with a good time. I spent that $6,000 like in the first month and a half, right? But the beautiful part about this, guys, if you're going to spend the money anyway, why not get some money back for it? Now, perk number 4, which is really, really, really important, y'all. 0% APR for the first 12 months. Okay, that means you pay no interest on whatever balance you have on a credit card for 12 months. That is so huge for new business owners because you're probably going to be floating a lot of expenses on this card. And the beautiful part about it, you're not paying anybody interest. No annual fees, no interest, $750 cash back. This card is amazing for new business owners. Okay, so that is the Chase Business Inc. Cash Card. All right. Now, credit card number 2 is the Chase Inc. Business Premier Card. Now, I always tell people the Business Premier Card is like the big cool dope brother of the Chase Inc. card, right? Because it has some of the same perks that the Chase Inc. card does, but the Chase Inc. Business Premier Card is the big brother. It's the big dog. Okay. Now, why do I say that? Number 1, you get $1,000 cash back after you spend $10,000 in the first 3 months. So you got to spend $4,000 more but you get $250 more cash back, which for me, if I'm gonna spend the money anyway, I'll take that, right? Now here's the big thing. Here's the kicker. The Business Inc. Premier Card, you get 2% cash back on all purchases. Because you know some credit cards, they say you get this amount of points for going to the gas station, this amount of points for going to the restaurants, this amount of points. Like sometimes, and that's cool, but sometimes I like to know no matter where I go, no matter where I use this card, I'm going to be able to get cash back. And having 2% cash back on all purchases is huge for me. Okay. Now, the third perk of this card, which is probably my favorite perk of this card, is just how high the credit limit they're extending for this card. So I have this Chase Business Inc. Premier Card, and I have $100,000 available credit limit on this card. My friend has this card. He has $70,000. My other friend has $65,000. I personally don't know anybody that has this card with a less than a $50,000 credit limit. So if you're looking for big credit limits, I don't know a credit card that comes out the gates and gives you this much money, right? So again, high spending limits are huge on this card. And perk number 4 is no additional cost for employee cards. Now, some of you all's business might not be here yet, but some of you all businesses are. When you get to a certain level, you need to issue your employees cards, business credit cards as well, so they don't have to use yours, right? And some cards charge for this, and that those expenses can accumulate fast, especially because they're annually, right? So the fact that you have no additional fee for employees is amazing. Now, this card does have a $195 annual fee. So you want to make sure that you look at that. But again, like here's what I want y'all to think about annual fees. Okay, at least from my perspective of business credit cards. If you can't get the money back, or if you can't earn more cash back rewards points than the annual fee, that's your fault. Real talk. All the perks that these credit cards have, if you can't find a way to make your money back more than an annual fee, that's your fault, because you're probably not using the card to the best of its abilities. So be aware of the $195 spending limit. Now, credit card number 3 is the Capital One Spark Miles card for business. Now, let me say this. I have an issue with Capital One. Although this is a great card, I personally have an issue with Capital One. Carter, what's your issue? Capital One is the only business credit card company that I know that reports your business card on your personal credit. You see, the perk about having business credit cards is that they don't show up on your personal credit, and you don't need to keep therefore you don't need to keep the balance low on your business credit card, because the business credit bureaus don't care how high your balance is, but the personal credit bureaus do care how much your balance is. So if you have this credit card above a 30% utilization, it can and will mess up your personal credit. Although it's a great card, Capital One just ridiculous by reporting this to the personal credit card bureaus. Anyway, this card is great for traveling. Okay, you get 50,000 bonus miles when you spend $4,500 in the first 3 months. That is essentially a free vacation. Okay, this card also gives you unlimited 2x miles on every purchase. So just like the Chase Premier card gives you 2% cash back, this card gives you 2x miles for every dollar you spend. So this card is really great for racking up those travel miles, right? And another perk about this card is there's no annual fee for the first year. So the first year you pay no annual fee. In the second year, if you call, they will automatically waive it. So you essentially get 2 years of no annual fees with this card. And after 2 years, if you want to cancel it, cool, whatever. But you can essentially get away with no annual fees for the 2 years of this card. Now, a major downside about this card is the APR. APR average is like 26%, which is kind of high, but you know, it is what it is. Okay. Credit card number 4 is one of my personal favorites, because now we get into the big boy cards. And I don't know about y'all, but when I was a kid growing up on the south side of Chicago, right, I dreamed about having an American Express card. And the reason I dreamed about having an American Express card is because I was at dinner with my family one day, and then like we were at the register. This dude came up in this 3-piece suit, suited and booted, and he paid the waitress or whatever at the front of the restaurant, wherever we were at, and I remember him like placing the card on the counter, and the card was so heavy. I was like, it was bright gold and it was heavy and it felt like metal. I was like, yo, when I grow up, I'm gonna get one of them cards. And lo and behold, I have a few. So let's talk about credit card number 4, which is the American Express Business Gold card. All right. Now again, the American Express cards are for the big boys, for the big dogs. Okay. Now, why do I say that? Number 1 is because of the perks that you get with these cards. So this is one of the highest bonuses I've seen in a long time. You get $100,000 member reward points after spending $15,000 in the first 3 months. So that means that if you spend $5,000 a month, you get $100,000 in rewards, and $100,000 in rewards is similar to $2,000 cash money. Okay. $2,000 cash. That's a lot of cash money. Okay. So just by signing up and spending $15,000 in the first 3 months. And this is what I mean, y'all, about you should be able to make more money than it costs you to keep the card. So the fee on this card is $375, but the cash reward is $2,000. You could do the math, right? So the next perk that I love about this card and what makes me love this card so much is you get 4x points on advertising. 4x points on advertising. So that means every dollar you spend on advertising, you get 4 points back, which is crazy. Because at our company, we spend about $200,000 to $300,000 a month on ads. So that's a lot of cash back. But you know, I do got to say one thing about this card, y'all. This is what I didn't know. You only get that 4x points on the first $150,000 that you spend. Okay. After that, it's just 1 point. So those of you all who are spending $150,000 or less in advertising per year, you can get up to $600,000 points for the $150,000 in money that you spend for ads. Okay. You also can get 3 points on flights and other things like that. But that is one of my favorite cards, especially for my business owners that's trying to grow and scale their business via ads. All right. Now, credit card number 5, last but not least, is the American Express Business Platinum card. This is the godfather of credit cards, right? Unless you get the black card, which we're working on it. Okay, we're working on it. All right. This card has probably the best perks I've seen out of any credit card ever. And again, let me preface by saying this card has an annual fee of $695. It's expensive. But again, you should be able to get your money back because this card has a signing bonus of 120,000 points, welcome bonus for when you spend, I think it's $5,000 a month or more for the first 3 months. Now, that's just a basic perk. So yeah, you get over $2,000 in cash when you get the card. You also get unlimited access to the Centurion Lounge in airports. And when you go in the Centurion Lounge, guys, everything is free. Drinks is free. Food is free. Massages are free. Nap pods are free. Like everything is free. So if you take one flight and have a good old time at the bar, you will make back your $695, your first round trip flight. And on top of this, it has black car service. It has like 10% off Uber Blacks. There are so many perks with this car. You even can have a personal assistant, guys. Let me tell you this quick story. Okay. One of my suits got lost when I was flying somewhere for a speaking engagement. I landed the night before. I had to speak on stage at noon. American Express Platinum has a assistant concierge that will find a similar suit that they lost and ship the suit to you. Not to mention, the card also gives you protection if the airline never recoups your bag on how much stuff was in your bag. Thank God they recouped my bag, But I got a brand new suit delivered to my hotel, and I got it in time for my speaking engagement. So like, there are so many perks to this card. Please, please, please do not let the annual fee distract you. Now that we know the top 5 cards, how can credit cards really help us maximize our tax savings? I had a situation where it was a few years in business, and I remember looking at the net income of my business, and I was like, yo, I got like $25,000 in net income after like all my write-offs. And like I written off all pretty much everything that I could at that point. I'm like, I got $25,000 net income. I'm gonna have to pay a couple $1,000s in taxes, you know, and like I don't want to pay taxes. I wouldn't even making that much money. So I'm like, how can I get rid of this tax bill? And I remember looking at my credit card, and I was like, I have this Chase Business Inc. card, and I have a few more months of 0% APR. So, and it was in December. So I was like, well, what if I prepaid expenses in December that I wasn't going to incur to January and February? And then I can just use the money in January and February to pay off the expenses because I also have no interest. So I front loaded contractor expenses, marketing expenses, supplies, things that I was going to need next year. I prepaid some people, and I spent the whole $25,000 in December on expenses that really wasn't going to occur to January and February. Here's what that did. That brought my net income from $25,000 down to 0. So it wiped out the $7,000 or $8,000 tax bill that I was about to have. And guess what? I didn't have to pay any interest while that money floated on my credit card. And then when I made money in January and February, I paid the credit card off. So one of the great strategies that you can use with these credit cards is prepaying expenses at the end of the year to help you save taxes today. If you're not doing this or taking advantage of this strategy, you're leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table. Okay? Now, with that being said, those are my top 5 credit cards for you. Pick them out. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite card. If you like this episode, share it with somebody else, and I'll see you all next time.